everyone. So here I am in my Subaru WRX 2019. I have the premium trim, and one of the things I've always wanted and I've seen in some other cars was wireless charging. And yeah, as you may know, Subaru, especially I have the premium trim, doesn't offer this feature. So what I thought I'd do was try to install that myself, and I personally like the clean look of not having any wires in the way coming across here, the center console, or kind of plugging in through here at the 12-volt jack right here. So I thought I would try to integrate it inside this little cubby here. So what I have here is my iPhone XR with a case, you know, pretty average size case, not too bulky, but definitely not a super slim case either. So how it works is I just put my phone in there. As you can see, it's starting to charge. So this video is just mainly try to walk you guys through that if that's something you guys want to set up. The things that you need to buy in order to get this done is, I'll link it in the description, but an Anchor wireless charger is the one I used. I'm sure you can use another wireless charger that is similar to that, as long as you feel that it'll fit within that area of the cubby hole. Cable that comes with the Anchor charger is this small cable here. Now this one is only, I would say, maybe 1.5 foot or maybe 2 feet in length. That is definitely not long enough to reach from the center console to the cubby. So what I used instead was this micro USB cable. This came from a Chromecast, and this is approximately, I would say, maybe 5 feet long, maybe 6 feet long. And I would say you would need at least 4 to 5 feet in order to get this plugged in from the center console to the little cubby area. So in order to complete this installation, you only really need 4 tools. These are the only 4 tools I used. Here we have just a standard drill with a 1/4-inch drill bit, standard Phillips head screwdriver, a file. This is kind of optional, but I use this to kind of make it look a little nicer. And then some duct tape if that is how you want to adhere it to the car. I didn't want to go with any glue because, you know, I don't know if this is something I want to keep permanently. So I thought duct tape would be a good alternative if I ever want to take it off, and plus it's really strong, and the way I set it up, there's no vibration or any kind of worry about it coming loose. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is clear out your little center console here. You can see where the cable comes in, where I attached the where I plug in the wireless charger. But what you're going to do is you're going to take out this felt piece liner, and then you're going to unscrew these 2 screws using your Phillips head screwdriver. The next thing that you'll need to do is one, take off your brake boot, and all you gotta do to remove this is kind of reach under here and find the seam and kind of pull up on the seam, and you'll feel a click. And then all you gotta do from there is just slide this piece out, and it just comes off just like that. Oh, like that. And then to take off this middle shifter boot here, you're just gonna unscrew your shift knob, put that on the side, and then how I do it is I just reach in here, hold on to the lip. You'll kind of push your finger in, and you'll feel a little lip that goes along the edge here, and all you gotta do is really pull on it, and it should pop out. Switch hands a little easier. So you just pull it out like that. You'll hear a click just like you did for the shift boot. The brake boot. Pull it up on this side, and then you kind of reach under and just work your way around. No need to put in too much force. It's kind of hard to do this one hand, but yeah, you see how it comes out like this. All you gotta do is pull it up, and it comes off just like that. Once you get to this step, you're taking off the boots here. You're going to see another Phillips head screw right here, and then all you gonna do is unscrew that, and from there you just pull up on this piece. You kind of reach underneath here, you'll feel it's hollow inside. Pull up and you hear a click again. That's just another clip. And there you go, you have this piece removed. So what we can do is we can kind of lift this up, set this to the side. You'll see. So the next step we gotta do is remove this kind of middle cubby here, and this is all just one piece. What you got to do first again is you kind of just pull up on this piece. You'll feel it click. You heard one side click, and you pull up on this side, the other side clicked. So once these two bottom pieces come out, you kind of just need to pull outwards towards you this way. So you'll see that it comes out right here. It is helpful if you put this in gear, put in like fourth or something, so the shifter's kind of out of the way. And then you kind of pull this piece out. Right now it's plugged in, but obviously if you don't have this set up yet, it won't be plugged in. So this is what it'll look like after you take out this middle cubby piece. You'll see here where the wireless charger is mounted. I know duct tape, not the best, not the nicest looking solution, but I figured no one's gonna see this part, and you know, it's very secured in place. I just placed the little wireless charging puck down here. You'll see it's very thin, it just goes right along there, and then I just duct tape it across, just like so. And from the top, this is what the cubby looks like, so that way you don't see it, you know, when you're driving every day, and if something does happen to spill there, it won't get in the way and affect the wireless charger. Obviously, I'd recommend you kind of place it on and plug everything in, and just place your phone there to make sure that everything's working properly before you tape it on. Okay, so after you've taped it on, let's just assume that this wire isn't taped on yet or anything. The next step you're gonna take is you're gonna go back to your center console here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill a hole. I decided to drill a hole right in this corner here, if you guys can see that. That way we can just plug it in like so. It's your choice. If I also thought about drilling it into the other corners, but into the corners here and here, but I thought that this place would be just the best spot. So what you're gonna do to do this is you're gonna take your drill, and here you're going to find where you want to drill the hole. So you'll see that this bump right here is where the actual opening is. So it's kind of hard to maneuver the camera, but you'll see this hump right here. This is where the opening of your center console is, where you can place your stuff. This is the little corner right under this bracket here that I drilled. So you're just gonna drill a hole through there. Just be careful that when you're drilling, you drill it straight in, so that way you don't really mar any of the plastic inside here. I did mar a little bit here, but it isn't that noticeable. So just another tip that you guys should take. So once you drill that piece through, you're going to obviously make sure that the hole is big enough to fit at least this this head here of the micro USB cable, and you're gonna insert this head in through that hole first, and then once you insert that head in, you're just going to guide the cable across here. I put it under this felt lining here, along with the other electronic cables inside the car. Just feed it through, and then I integrated it into this white clip where they also clip all the other electronics. And then obviously you can tape it to the side of the inside of the middle trim piece here, and then you can plug it in. Say you plugged it in, you threaded the cable through, everything is fine. The next thing you're gonna do is just pop this back in. So
kind of maneuver back in, you'll feel the clicks in that way, feel the clicks this way. You just push it in until you hear the clicks, and everything is in place now for this piece here. And then the next thing you're gonna do is kind of push this piece down, put it back so the clip in this corner lines up. Just gonna clip that in place.
Feed your USB cable through, and just plug it in like you normally do with any other USB cable. And one thing I did with this felt liner is I cut out this little notch here for the cable to feed through, so when I insert this felt piece, it'll not only cover this hole here, but it'll also allow a little bit more room for the cable to come through. So obviously you're going to put in the screws back in here, and then from there you just place this felt piece back on, and see, it's very smooth, very clean looking. And then once you get that all set up, you can turn on your car and place your phone in here to test it out to see if tested it out. Your phone charges, it's all good. You screwed those 2 screws back in, and then to reinstall this piece, you kind of just gotta wiggle it back into place.
And just like with all the other trim pieces, you kind of just put it in until it clicks. There you go. It clicks in place. All good. Everything's all flush. Your boot kind of hangs out like this. Kind of just pull it down until it's normal. There you go. So that's all good. All you gotta do is just screw this your shift knob back on. Make sure it's straight. There you go. All good.
And then obviously make sure you screw that little screw back in there. Then to put this back in the brake boot, just slide it through the hole like you did in reverse. Make sure everything's in place. Make sure everything's flush before you click everything in place. You'll see 3 clips, 1, 2, and 3. You kind of just push those back in. You'll feel click, hear click, just like you did with the other pieces. Push everything in. Make sure everything works. Adjust things the way you like. Brake boot back in place. You clipped everything in. Everything's all flush. This should be good to go. So all you gotta do is kind of put your phone here, test it out. Obviously I'm using my phone to film the video right now, so I can't test it out. But hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy your new wireless setup.